Hello, this is Chad with Syncfusion, and a customer asked a question about our JavaScript chart control. And this is a fun one, so let's get into it. Here is the actual customer question. Really, there's two questions here. They first asked us if we could put 5 axes on our Y, 5 Y-axes, so left and right of the chart. Then they came back and asked if they could have multiple X-axes. And that's where it got fun. So let's take a look at what we did. Here is a sample we sent. And let's look at the HTML. HTML is pretty simple, but I do want to show it just because I can, really. Here's a JavaScript. So we're creating our chart. Chart's created here. And we have a primary Y and primary X axis that we create. These are the default axes for the chart. But then we add a collection. So we have multiple axes in here. And so the collection contains all the axes that you may want to display on the chart. We do that in this collection. And a couple points about this. One, this is opposed. So by default, the Y, this is a Y-axis. By default, the Y is on the left. And if you oppose it, that means the Y is now on the right. So opposed position true, it's going to be on the right side of the chart. We create a second Y, a third Y, a fourth Y, and a fifth Y-axis. Then we come back and we're going to add a second, a third, and a fourth X-axis. So these are all, and the X is all category. So that means that they're string values. That'll be important later. Okay. Then we're going to create some series. We have 8 series. The first series, we're not defining any axes, so it's going to use the defaults, the primaries. The second axis, we're going to say we want this one to use y-axis 2, which we made up here, y-axis 2 right here. There it is. Yeah. And then we're going to have y-axis 3 in this series, and then 4, and then 5. And then we're going to start creating x-axes on our series. Now, Syncfusion Charts, the series is the actual, whatever's going to be drawn, the actual points, and then the type of visual representation you want for those points. That's what the series is to a Syncfusion chart. And you get to define what axis you want this series to be drawn against. All right, so that's what we have. A bunch of Y and a bunch of X axes. Now let's look at what the chart, see how the chart looks. And there it is. Look at that. That's a lovely little chart. This is a lot of fun. I like this a lot. So if you look at it, we have, again, this is normal and this is opposed over here. So normal and then opposed. We only have one opposed x-axis. I put I changed the string value so we can see something here. By default, our chart will let you turn off or hide an axis by clicking on the legend. So you can make it a little bit more readable. But there it is. That is a super fun little chart. And this did exactly what the customer asked. They were very happy. Now, what else can we do? So we have our charts. What if we go back into our X and let's not give it an axis name. Let's hide all of these. Or get rid of all these parameters here. All right, so now these charts are not going to be drawn against that other x-axis we made. And let's see how it looks. So there it is. These category axes are just added sequentially to the first one. So you go, series 1, 2, 3, 4, and they're put in that order. We can do the same. Now, in the category, you can't fit them in because they really don't. But with the number, so if we look at our y-axis, let's go back and get rid of all the y-axes that we're defined against. it's going to become a lot more boring of a sample. But let's do that just because we can. All right, and there we go. All right, let's open this one. So there it is. There's the entire chart drawn without having any separate axes, just the one X, the one Y. If you notice the Ys, because they're numeric, they all just fit into the range. So there it is. It was a very fun little sample, and thank you very much for watching.